Hey amigos, welcome to another Comedy Sheep side gig with me, Ignacio Lopez. This week I'm talking to Rachel Galvo, a super funny Irish comedian. We met performing at the Glee Club in Cardiff. Rachel hasn't been going that long, but she's done a load of great gigs and a load of terrible ones, which we chat about. Let's do this. Rachel, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
It's not a very formal podcast. It's quite relaxed, so don't sweat it.
Okay.
I know you were stressed about you didn't know we were filming it.
You fucking arsehole. I literally left my hotel room. I was like, it's great. I'll get up early and I'll walk out. I'm on the first day of my period. Sorry if that's too much information. I have a massive I have a family of spots living on my chin.
You look great.
I haven't washed my hair in years. Like, I really feel so disgusting.
Though if it makes you feel any better, I have sweat patches. Like, I'm not feeling my best either.
Okay, amazing. We can be disgusting together.
This is the first time I've done a Saturday podcast as well. Usually we record in the week because it's nice and quiet where we usually record.
Yeah.
So instead of that lovely cafe setting, it's got red curtains and stuff. We're in
a university.
In a conference center. Yeah, I feel it's a co-working space. There's a guy about to walk in.
I want to know what he's doing because he looks very sad. He's the only person in here on a Saturday. I kind of feel like saying, you come in here and listen to us.
That's the head of Cardiff University.
Oh.
That's why he's so miserable.
Jesus.
Can you imagine?
Sorry.
No, this is one of their 4 million buildings that they have in Cardiff.
Okay.
So this, if anyone is watching, I don't know.
Is anybody out there?
Yeah, then you might notice this doesn't look quite as plush and nice. It's a bit more corporate, I guess, than the other place. So
I do feel like I'm being interrogated.
This is what it is. We're trying to find out what happened to those hostages, okay? And you are the only one who can tell us. First question I ask everyone, Rachel, who the fuck are you and what do you do?
Oh God, here we go. I feel like I'm in therapy. Okay, my name is Rachel Galvo. I am a comedian from Dublin, Ireland. I say comedian and I always shit myself when I say that because I've only been in comedy for just over a year.
You told me this last night that I completely didn't think that from watching you on stage.
Thank you.
Super
That's very
confident,
kind.
Very funny. That is the compliment part of the show over. Now I'm going to criticize.
Disgusting.
No.
But that's because we were saying, so you went to film school, I went to acting school. It's acting when you get up there, right? Like, I act super confident. But you saw me backstage. I literally had poo-poo in my pants. I was like, I don't want to go on. I don't want to go on. You were like pushing me on, like shut the fuck up.
You're going to be great. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I think maybe that will fade over time because you've only been doing it for a year. So
Sure.
You can't tell on stage. Off stage, obviously, I could see the nerves.
Oh, yeah.
Kicking
Big
in.
time. I kind of feel like, how the fuck did I get into this? Do you know what I mean? I'm kind of like, this is punishment for something.
How did you get into it?
Okay. Oh, God. Okay. So I studied business for 4 years in Trinity. Yeah. Because I just grew up in that type of place where that's what you're supposed to do.
Just checking, you said Trinity, not Trinidad, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Correct.
Very different businesses in Trinidad.
Just where my people go. In Trinity
Just
College
wheelbarrows
Dublin.
of cash. That's what it is.
Trinity College Dublin, just because I thought it was what I was meant to do. And then after, I was like, you know what? Actually, I need to give... I love acting and I'll give that a go for 12 months. Moved to London, and then as part of the course, it was a master's degree, which I didn't fucking know. Read the small print. And they said the main objective of this year is to write a one-woman or one-man show, okay? And they gave all these options. You can do clowning, you can do mime, you can do whatever. You could also do comedy, but no one ever does that.
Okay.
And I was like, easy. Why does no one do it? Easy. Like, that's fine, you know? I'll write a comedy show. And I did that. And I thought there's no consequences. It's just in front of, like, my peers and people marking it. And then I had built up a bit of a social media following because I was like, this industry is so hard. You have to get your name out there. And someone had filmed a clip of me doing it. I posted it online. And people were saying, you should do a live show. So we put one up on sale. It sold out in 60 seconds.
Holy shit, that's incredible.
I know.
So your first gig was just sort of part of your course?
People. Yeah. My first gig was part of my course, and then straight
somebody filmed a clip from that.
Yeah.
And then you should do a live show, and then you sold out the first show, 200 people.
Which is, it sounds amazing. It's fucking awful.
It sounds terrifying.
It's terrifying. Yeah. Like I basically did an Irish tour for a year and it was shit. It was shit because I'd never done a comedy club in my life.
Right.
And I was going out in front of I did the fucking Olympia Theatre last year, which is 1,200 people. And it was shit. Okay? It was shit. But then, I shouldn't say that. My mum's the type of person who's like, never call yourself shit. But it was fucking shit. And then I did all that and I was like, oh, it's not so hard. You know, people are laughing, but it doesn't mean it's good comedy because they're already your audience. And then I got signed. And then they sent me off to places like fucking middle of nowhere to these comedy clubs to people my granddad's age. And I was like, and then my tampon got stuck. And these men are like, get the fuck off the stage. So I really think I've only been doing comedy for a couple of months.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? I really think I've actually only been doing comedy.
It's like you've done it backwards, really. It's
100%.
like you started with the big shows,
Yeah.
and now you're kind of going down to the clubs, doing the 20s.
Proving myself. Yeah, 100%.
Well, I mean, that's going to help for writing the material for the next show, right? Did you empty out all the resources of like your personal life in the first show?
That is my biggest fucking fear. I don't have a second story in me. That's my life. I'm not very interesting, you know?
You say that it's second album syndrome, you know? Like it's like every musician's kind of like, they write all of their best songs, get crammed into one album, and then the next album they're like, what the hell do I write about now?
I don't have anything interesting to say.
Stuff
and
will
you're like,
happen.
Edinburgh next year, come on, new show. And I'm like, oh my fucking God.
Just talk about this. Just talk about, we went to this weird remote place in Cardiff.
These two creepy guys.
Yeah.
One of them says he's from Portugal, but I've been to Portugal for 20 years. I've never seen him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what was happening, but
You said that when you met Josie, the producer, long listeners of the podcast will know,
he's real.
He's real and he's from Portugal, but you go to Portugal a lot, and you said it's kind of like an Irish colony, right?
I talk about it in my show, Middle Class Ireland. We own a colony called Portugal, and there's a place called the Algarve, and it's literally just Dublin in the sun. And I literally we went on holidays there for 20 years, and I said to Jose, oh my God, you're the first Portuguese person I've ever actually met. Do you know what I mean? Like, they have RTE1, which is like their BBC and all the hotel rooms and everything. Yeah, it's very fucking Irish.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's parts of Ireland that don't get RT1.
Yeah, there are parts of Ireland without, internet still. But hey ho.
If you had to describe what you do to a 5-year-old, how would you describe it?
It's like Mummy talks about herself on stage and tries to make people laugh. It's very self-centered, but it's also like you actually hate yourself and you're looking for validation by trying to get people to laugh, right? Do you know what the word validation means, 5-year-old?
Yeah, they know all about gold stars and stuff.
Yeah. I think I just tell funny stories and talk about inappropriate things.
Great.
Yeah.
So you did a business course first, then you went masters of acting.
Yeah.
I mean, everything you're doing sounds like a step down, right?
Yes.
It's like you went to business school, then you were like, oh no, I'm gonna sideline this. I'm gonna do acting for a while. Now I'm gonna be a fucking comedian.
I don't know what's next. Like, I can't even mention a job because people are going to cancel me. That's under that. But
I feel like that sometimes. Fortunately, I only kind of slate the jobs I've done previously. So I've done it. I've done obviously call center jobs, cleaning, worked behind bars and stuff. So if I'm going to shit on something, it's going to be from personal experience.
Oh yeah.
What was the first job you had? What did you do for money?
The first job was like very easy. It was now I sound like a wanker. It was in like a tennis club, the local tennis club. I was working behind the bar.
No way. Okay.
Yeah, so I was just like eating all the chocolate for free. And then they started counting the fucking snack bars, and they're like, "Oh, there's 35 missing this week." I was like, I've had like lots of waitressing jobs under the sun. In lots of local places. But then when I was in second year of uni, I came over here for a summer. All my posh friends had like jobs in their dad's like finance firms. And I was like, oh, fuck this. I need to get a job just so I can go over to London. And I got a job waitressing in this like posh kind of, I'm not going to name it because people will know it, but it's like a very happening place in Chelsea.
Okay.
With like a lot of...
Do you want to name it and we'll bleep it out?
Yeah, it's you know it. Like, there's a lot of fucking wankers, basically. And I just thought it would be cool because I'd seen it on TV and stuff, and I knew kind of famous people would go there. And it was just like, you know, when you're like innocent and you view the world and with innocent eyes, and you grew up like very protected and loved in a bubble, and then you go somewhere like this and there's people doing doggy style behind the Tartatan station and people doing lines off their boss's shafts who have their kids at home, and you're kind of like, oh my God, okay, this is life, you know? And then like, Rachel, your shift is starting, they have coke like pouring out of their nose. And you're like, I'm 19.
When I started doing stand-up, everyone told me that like that's what comedy clubs used to be like. Like, is it not the sex part, but like the drugs and like rock and roll kind of atmosphere and stuff. Yeah, and whereas
do
now,
you think no still?
No, it does. I mean, there's still coke floating around, I guess, and stuff, but not to the degree where like the stories of like going into the comedy store and like the entire like dressing room table is just like completely covered in coke. That's not a thing anymore. You know, you go in the dressing room now, nobody's got time for cocaine because they're like, I'm tripling up, I'm doing 3 shows.
So my first club I did was a weird experience. Like,
Okay.
here's me having done all these shows by myself, thinking I'm a fucking Mr. Big Balls.
Yeah.
You know, having lovely dressing rooms, and then my agents are like, no, back to basics. You need to go to a fucking comedy club. And I go off. I can't even say where it is because you might know it. But okay, well, you can bleep it out. But it was the okay.
Oh my, that is well. We will bleep it out, and that is my least favorite comedy club on earth.
That was my first gig. That was my first gig. And I rocked up, okay? And I was like, oh my God, beautiful. Like, this town, lots of young people. No, you drive through the town and you keep fucking going out. And you're like, where? There's not even buildings around here. And then it's this dingy place. I'm not trying to sound ungrateful. I really am trying to sound ungrateful. But we go up to this room. There's a ripped red leather couch. And I'm like, am I filming a porno in here?
This
What's
is
happening?
where I did my tour show. It's the first time I'd ever played there. And I walked into they were like, do you want to, first off, there's like, oh, do you want to go to the green room? I was like, yeah, of course. I'm going to get changed, go to stuff. They take you out of the building.
Take you out of the building.
Upstairs into like effectively a crack den.
It is a crack den. And then this lad comes up, do you want a drink? And he puts his hand up and a massive bag of Coke falls out. And I was like, And then one of the other comics was like, lad, you dropped your stuff there.
And you were like, you got my rider.
Yeah, fucking finally. But I was like, wow, okay, the rumors are true. This is what comedy is. So then I was like, I fucking hate this. Like, I will go back to waitressing in Chelsea. But then last night was such a gorgeous experience.
That's not comedy. What you had, that gig you did, that's not what it's like. Usually it's kind of, you go in there, comedians have come from all over the UK. They sit down, they chill out, they talk about their life. You go out, and the crowds are really nice. That's 90% of gigs.
Yeah,
but that's not the interesting stories to tell. So we're gonna talk about the bad ones.
It was so bad. Everyone there was like, there was one hen party for like a really cool lesbian couple, but they were kind of like all the girls were really fucking locked, and then everyone else was a 75-year-old man. And I got up and literally 5 minutes in, I was like, I know this is shit. I know this is going badly, which you're never fucking supposed to say, right? I was like, I know it's shit, just bear with me or I won't get paid. Oh my God, it was so bad. It was so, and then I stormed out after, and all the other comedians were texting like, you okay? That was a bit dramatic.
I mean, the one thing about comedy is it does give you like very thick skin. Like you just learn to kind of like smile through it.
Yeah.
Like when I started, I think the first death I had, I'd caught like the mega bus to London to do a spot because there was barely any gigs in Wales. And I remember going there and, you know, you've traveled all this way and you go up these stairs to the function room of a pub, you know, and there's 20 people in there who don't even want to watch comedy. Nope. And you go up in front of them and like there's 20 other comedians on as well. There's more comedians than audience, you know, at some of these gigs. Yeah. And you sort of go up with your ideas and you think you're interesting and you're talking, everyone's chatting amongst themselves, just dying. Yeah. And I was like sweating, having a nervous breakdown. I was like, what have I decided to do with my life?
Yeah,
this is the worst thing I possibly could have done.
I know.
I need to go back to film school.
Yeah. Someone give me a fucking acting job now. And you know when you turn up in your first few gigs and there are all the other comedians, they're like, oh, you don't know what's coming for you. And they're really like, well, my experience in that place was people being quite negative about like, you're in for the fucking long run and, you know, this is what a green room looks like and take a bump and that kind of stuff. And I was like, this is depressing.
No, that's not it at all. I mean, so there's a spectrum between gigs where you have a lovely, beautiful green room like the Glee Club, Cardiff, Glee Club, Glasgow's got a beautiful green room as well. Birmingham's really nice and fun. And places like the Comedy Store, it's cramped, but it's a nice green room. And then you've got all the way the other end of the spectrum, no green room, and you stood like outside the toilet waiting to go into the room where all of the audience are, you know, and just comedians just stood there waiting to kind of go out. And then in between
we're sounding like brats now, being like, oh, that green room didn't have like, you know, the 3-course menu, it was so fucking awful. That's not what I mean. I just mean it's more the vibe, isn't it? It's just that, like, I don't mind if we are out in the street, it's just people are nice and lovely and just like a welcoming atmosphere, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the one thing I think every time I go out on tour or I play a new place I've never been before, a new gig, I kind of, at the very least, I would like a room separate to where the main show is going on, you know, just to kind of compose yourself and to get ready to go out there. Yeah. It's similar to like, you know, the theatrics of like being a performer as an actor or whatever, 100%. And a theater show, you kind of get into character and before you go out there. A bit. Yeah. Speaking of like doing coke and stuff at gigs, I did one of my first experiences in Wales was in a workman's club in the middle of nowhere, right? It was my friend was another comedian, said, oh, there's this gig in middle of nowhere, they have a bunch of comedians on. And I showed up to this thing and it was terrifying just to arrive at it, you know. You're in the middle, it's all like just woodland around it, and then you arrive at this place
To be
there's
sacrificed.
a full car park. Everyone's getting shit faced.
No, no.
They're driving home. Then that's the rules way out west of Wales. And I went into this venue. There's no green room. It's a really tall stage. There's a lot of people out there. There's bingo on after the comedy.
Yeah.
And I go into the bathroom just to kind of like look in the mirror and just try and ask myself to my face, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah.
And there was a guy there taking a piss. He turned around and saw me and he was like, all right, butt, which is like, hey, mate, in Welsh. He's like, all right, butt. And he goes, do you want a bump? And I was like, I didn't know what a bump was.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, no, I'm okay, man. He goes, no, go on. I go in here. And he's got a 20 pence piece. He's scooping cocaine on a 20 pence piece. And I was like, I thought you were meant to use like a 20-pound note to roll up and snort. That's the exchange rate, Welsh money to Chelsea in London or whatever, So, very different. That was one of my first experiences sort of out in gigging in the real world, outside of like little studenty kind of fun, nice gigs.
Yeah.
You learn
the
fast.
local community night, and it's the only thing happening. And it doesn't matter if they don't like comedy. That's the one thing happening. So
they are there. Yeah, they're there no matter what's going on in that building on
Arms
that day.
crossed,
They're there.
Prove yourself.
They're like, we could have been ticking numbers off a piece of paper right now.
Yeah, you bastard. Literally.
What was the worst day you had at work at this bar in Chelsea?
There was a big final of a football. It's coming home. One of those things.
Yeah, it didn't come home though,
did
did it?
Come home.
Did it?
I'm sorry if that's a spoiler, if it's too soon. It didn't actually come at all, let alone home. And I was waitressing and it was just horrible. Like, this isn't even funny, but like a lot of like ass grabbing and I was a little, and oh my God, I brought 2 glasses of red wine over to these really posh lads who had lots of Harrods bags, and I spilt the red wine into the Harrods bags.
That's incredible.
Into their Alexander McQueen shoes. And then I was really offended when they didn't want to pay the service charge. I was like, what do you fucking mean? You want me to ask my manager to take this 12% off? You pricks. That's sexist. But yeah, that was the worst day.
Red wine is the best.
I actually don't like wine, which is really embarrassing.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to get over it. And I also don't like Guinness, which is really embarrassing as an Irish person. I was at the House of Guinness premiere, the Netflix premiere.
Wow.
And they were only fucking serving Guinness.
No
and
way.
I was just there like, I'll have a Diet Coke. And it was just, actually, cut that. That's genocide. I was just like, I'll just have a glass of water.
What is your drink of choice? What do you have usually?
So basic, like a margarita. I fucking
That's
love
not basic. Love a margarita, yeah.
I love
spicy.
No, I'm very, very white. I can't handle that. I love Aperol Spritz.
Okay.
But my boyfriend doesn't drink at all. So, and I'm not a massive drinker, so it's quite nice.
Is he Irish as well?
No, he's English.
Oh no.
I know. I ran out of all the Irishmen. I've swiped on all of them. I've tried them all. It's just, they're all cousins of mine, really, is the issue. I was like, wait, who's your granny again? Oh, fuck, yeah.
So he doesn't drink. So you go out, you have a margarita, and he's on like club soda or something?
Yeah. He just has we're an alcohol-free cocktail, and it's lovely.
Yeah.
I love it.
I do like an alcohol-free cocktail.
Me too.
I just, I love do you like espresso martini?
Yeah.
I've had a non-alcoholic espresso martini, which is basically just a cold coffee. I was like, okay.
I have an iced coffee and espresso martini. There was a guy last night in the crowd. Were you there for this part?
Were you threw the glass in the air?
Where I threw the glass at him. Can I just say, it was a plastic glass. But these
plastic.
2 lads, when you get audience members who think they're smarter than you. Anyway, this lad comes out, and these guys were ready. They wanted to be talked to. Mark, was talking to them, who was the MC. And he was saying, how do you guys know each other? And he said, it's our anniversary tonight, isn't it? And everyone in the audience was clapping. Oh, isn't that lovely? And then he goes, no, they're joking. This is like the opening of the fucking show. Okay, and it's 2025. Don't joke about like going out with another lad. I come out on stage and he had a fucking, the gayest glass you could ever fucking have with an espresso martini in it. And I was like, you're not the fucking lad that can be making fun of being in a gay couple. And then I threw the glass at him.
Because nobody in the audience could see that. They'd seen that interaction, which was just a weird way to start the show anyway. And it's
so weird.
It's very cliched.
And then Mark moves on to the next couple, and it was a lesbian couple right beside them. And I don't know how he did that, but didn't know that because she was a cliche of. And then I did this weird thing, and I was, "This is for you, sister."
Yeah.
She's like, "Don't fucking do anything for me. Fuck off. I don't want want you to talk to me.
But nobody'd seen the glass until you picked it up, and everyone was kind of like, "Oh, shut up, mate! You shouldn't be."
Nah.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. It was a good gig. It was really enjoyable. I think what I really enjoyed, which is something I do a lot in my stand-up as well, is I take the piss out of the British as a whole.
Yeah.
But you very much zeroed in on the English.
Yeah.
Which is to be, it's fair. It's fair enough. You're Irish. You get that. Get that license to do it. But and I think then you were picking out members of the audience. Like, I got you to laugh. That was just
the English guys.
Yeah. It was great.
No, it is. I mean, it's obviously cheap and easy, but hey, I'm only in it a year. I just come out on stage and I say, fuck the English. And everyone's like, what? I'm like, great, I've got you.
Because there was only 2 Irish people in the crowd, I think, but they were loving life at that point. They were having a good time.
They were great.
So was it your first time gigging in Wales?
Yes.
Great.
My first time being in Wales.
You've never been to Wales before?
I've never been to Wales before.
Okay, you have to make a habit of it now. It's a cool place.
I think so. My dad always comes to Cardiff for the rugby and he absolutely loves it. He comes with all his friends. He loves it. Also, like, there's so many beautiful places in Wales, right? Like walking places and beautiful.
Are you a hiker? Do you go walking and stuff?
I'm trying to get more into it.
Okay.
Yeah, my boyfriend's very into it and I'm trying to find like different places around the UK we can go.
Which part of England is he from?
London.
From London, yeah.
Very, very.
You're from Dublin. You're like, no, I only date people from capital cities, actually, all right?
I didn't have to go that far with my hinge. Select your radius. Yeah.
You've been living in London for 3 years.
Correct.
Did you move to London to act? Was that why you moved there? Okay. How'd that work out for you?
It's going really well.
Yeah.
So
How's this? You enjoying being in this
busy.
dilapidated building for a podcast?
I'd like to thank my parents for sending me to acting school.
So how many people were kind of in your course on the year that you were graduating?
Like 30.
30 of you. How long ago was this?
This is 2 years ago we graduated.
Has anyone else from your course sort of gone on to do anything massive?
Yeah, Naya's on the West End in Book of Mormon, which is really fucking cool.
It's quite weird because you graduate from your course and like people go their separate ways. Most of the people on my course, film school, were kind of like, yeah, I'm going to get a job in a bank. They all just like to party. They were like, I did it for fun. It was like, no, I want to make movies, But a few people then obviously go to work on huge movies and productions and everything, and they're there writing on Marvel projects or something.
Yeah.
You're like, holy shit.
And
like,
you want to be happy for them, but secretly you're like, fuck you.
Same as
Dennis.
comedy,
Yeah.
I enjoy hanging out with comedians. I'm friends. Most of my friends are comedians, but then I see their success on social media. I'm like, go fuck yourself,
yeah,
all right?
100%. Very hard to be happy for people. Very hard to be happy for people.
You're only a year in as well. That bitterness is going to grow, okay? You're going to get there. You wait till you reach that point. Yeah, you're gonna need that Aperol Spritz is what I'm saying, all right? That's going to help balance things out a little bit.
Yeah.
Before you did stand-up comedy, what was the best gig you ever saw? What was the best show you ever saw? It doesn't have to be comedy.
It doesn't have to be comedy.
Could be music, theater, anything.
Well, I love going to theater, obviously going to acting school, and we used to get a lot of free tickets when we were in acting school because you just go with your pass and they give you free tickets.
And also people don't realize as well, like, trying to sell anything out, you get closer to the date and there are obviously loads of tickets available
Loads
for
of
productions.
Tickets, yeah. Honestly, you can just pretend, like, walk up to the box office in the day and just say, I'm an acting student. London's fucking expensive. Do you have any seats? As long as you're willing to sit by yourself if you just want to see good theatre. And honestly, the people that work at the box office are also in acting school or graduates of acting school. Like, they get it, Just don't be an arsehole. Be a nice person. But I went to see Emma Carn was in Orlando. I saw Orlando in London. It was one of the most beautiful plays I've ever seen. It was incredible. Ocean at the End of the Lane, incredible. And then last week I brought my mum. I didn't fly her over. Actually, she paid for herself. But she came to visit. I flew my mum over on my comedy salary in my PJ.
The private jet, PJ.
She came to stay with me, and she wanted to go to the theater. And I was like, yeah, we can go to all these cool things. And this person's only 3 people in the audience, very old. And she's like, I just want to see Phantom of the Opera. And I was like, okay, bitch, I'll just drop £100 on that. It was honestly, when you don't want to like the classics because you want to be different. It was the best thing I've ever seen. Like, it was just so fucking polished.
It's like people going like, about an old band that's been around forever, and they're like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that's not cool anymore. And then you see it, and you're like, they're actually really fucking good at their job.
I
get it. Yeah.
It's been successful on the West End for years and years. Like, it was. If you are going to London and you feel I have to see a piece of theatre and you don't want to waste your money on like a risk, just go and see Phantom of the Opera. It was insane. We did fall out there with people, not fall out, but there were these people beside us. This is like, I have a thing about theater because it's so fucking expensive. Okay, it's so unaffordable, especially for younger people who are working in the industry, absolutely cannot afford these tickets, and they save up and they travel to London and they go along, and then there's these tourists beside them who are like, you know, yeah, whatever, we'll drop a couple £100 in these tickets, we don't really care, we've had a few drinks, and they're talking and they're eating and they're texting, and this family beside us, they started talking, and bless her, like, my mum's here for 2 nights, and she just goes, I'm so sorry, do you mind, like, we're just trying to watch the show, it's this beautiful, beautiful, quiet part. And she was like, I don't understand the show, it's in English. My mum was explaining to her. Her mum was translating the whole of Phantom of the Opera to her in the seat beside us. And I'm not hating on you because you're from a different place. I'm not that type of Irish person. I just think maybe go to a show that isn't in English, or maybe look up the plot of the show before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very, very frustrating.
I was about to say, like, what do you need translating for? He's the fucking Phantom of the Opera.
Have you not heard of this before? Just Wikipedia, 5 minutes before in the bathroom.
It's one of those shows. It's like, you know, it's like going to the opera. You know, I don't understand German or Italian, but I can appreciate an opera. I don't need somebody next to me translating the entire way.
Opera. I still don't know what it's about. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like la 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 la. Lovely experience.
Oh my word! What was the? Did you do like acting in high school and stuff?
Yeah,
Productions?
big time. I spent more time in theaters than I did in school.
Okay.
Like, I used to measure my life with the shows I did rather than. I would skip a lot of school for rehearsals. And
would you?
Yeah.
Would they let you get away with that?
They did. My mum was so supportive of it. Like, my mum was the type of person who didn't want me to go to business school. She wanted me to go straight to acting.
That's incredible.
School. Oh, she's amazing. She is like, I think she kind of felt like my mum could have been quite, you know, my mum's very talented. They just didn't really have the money to send her to acting school and stuff. So I think she kind of feels a little bit like she's living vicariously. Yeah, like she loves coming on the
What's your mum's name?
Elaine.
Elaine, it's not too late.
It's not. We got asked to do a podcast together.
Did you?
By quite a big production company.
Okay.
And she said, I'm not very funny. I'm not very funny. And I was like, that's the point, Mum. I'll rip the shit out of you. And you just sit there and be helpless.
Elaine was supposed to be on this, but the private jet broke down. So she's unfortunately still in Ireland. Yeah.
I know it would have been a big production if she was here. Like, you have to have like a makeup artist, hair artist. You have to have the red carpet rolled out for her.
Yeah. We've got currently, it's like a stained orange carpet.
Burnt kind of brick color carpet.
Yeah, Jose said this is actually where they recorded Two Girls, One Cup. That's is that true? Yeah.
It's an honor to be here. I want to know the cleaning company they use.
Oh yeah, and and take them to trading standards. That's what what was the best role you played when you were doing productions? What was your favorite part?
Sorry, by the way, these were not professional productions. It was like amateur, whatever. Yeah. But I played Val McKelly in Chicago when I was in university, which was very fun because I was like one of the youngest in the cast and I was like the most sexualized. I was in these fishnet tights. I had a boyfriend at the time and it was his first time seeing me perform and I had this little black wig slapping my ass and we were behind these like jail cell things doing these sexy dances. I felt very empowered.
How old were you?
I was 18.
Did this blow his mind?
Yeah. Well, he broke up with me.
No, that night.
Yeah, I don't know if he was into me or anyone for that fact. I don't know. But yeah,
maybe
that
you threatened him. Maybe he was kind of like, I don't, especially Chicago, it's quite a dark
At 18
concept.
He was like, oh, I'm a virgin. I don't want this.
No, down on your knees and get in the leather, all right?
Literally. I had a very creepy philosophy lecturer who was pretty adamant on coming to see me in that. And then in the lecture hall spoke about that experience. And he was, I don't know why he was talking about how in life we can only do things that we've experienced. I don't know. I never fucking listened. But he was saying, for example, Rachel stand up. You know, she played Velma in Chicago. And the only way she could have done that is because she's had sexual experience. I was a virgin.
What?
And I was like, I was a virgin, yeah. But I was just like, yeah, correct. Correct. He is no longer in the university. Surprise.
Yeah, he's currently rethinking his life philosophy right now, I think. Yeah. Holy shit. What a weird thing to do to a student.
Yeah, there was a few weird things, but I'm quite scared of him, so I won't talk anymore on
Okay, yeah, we'll bleep his name out if he comes up as well. We don't, professor, whatever it was. So you went to university, trying to do the life story here, business school in Trinity. You then went to acting school, stand-up comedy, first gig, 200 people. Yeah. Sold out. Amazing.
For 2 nights in a row.
You did 2 nights of it as well?
Yeah.
That's incredible. Congratulations on that. It's weird because that's a milestone that people like do a lot later on.
I know. And I don't take it for granted, but I honestly, because some people are bitter about it and they're like, you know, fuck you, you didn't have to do all the clubs and do all that. And I was like, no,
Well, behind the smile, I'm like that.
Yeah, no, and I get it, but what I wish they could see is how bad it was.
Sure.
And I'm like, no. Okay, you did your first gig and maybe you bombed in front of 15 people. I bombed in front of 400 people from Dublin that know me and that told other people.
I think it's all relative as well. Like people think about success coming easy in certain ways. Like I've had it before. People saying like, "Oh, well, it's easy for you because of whatever. You know, you're different. You stand out because you've got a different accent, or you know, you're from a different place. It's easier for you to make a mark on a lineup or whatever."
Bullshit.
I'm like, "Are you joking?"
No.
Like the amount of gigs I've walked into. You know, and there's Union Jacks flying in the walls, and I've had to go up. I've been introduced. People are booing before I even hit the stage.
100%.
You know, I had to go through all that shit. So people don't consider the fact that like there's pluses and minuses to everything. You know?
I also think like in comedy or in comedy specifically, it doesn't really work in terms of course there's like stuff that helps, but in terms of like privilege and stuff, and you've been privileged, I think what works more in comedy is because I've come from like my whole set is about how I am privileged and have had this, and people can have a chip in their shoulder about that, but that's not likable. I think immediately the audience are against you then.
You work, it's a harder job to
It is, whereas if you
convince
get
people.
up and it's more relatable and more like the more common experience, they're instantly on your side.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I've had it really hard coming from a privileged life.
Do you remember Helena Bonham Carter in an interview saying like she's had a tougher job as an actress because she's beautiful?
Oh wow.
Did you hear that?
That's how I feel. That's how I feel because my parents paid for acting school. I just think I've had a tougher time.
She was like, it's harder for me to get roles that aren't like playing whatever. And Kathy Burke, bless her, was like, on behalf of all the non-beautiful actresses, fuck off, you cunt.
Yeah, literally. But it's also like, I love Helena Bonham Carter, but she wasn't exactly playing she was playing the quirky characters, right?
I mean, I think that's what she said. That's why she got into doing that.
So that you couldn't kind of like box her into...
Yeah, also there's context for everything. You've got to say something in those interviews, you know, so...
I feel bad for actors with this. I feel bad for the multi-million earning actors. But yeah, I mean, like... And also they're so media trained. Have you ever had media training?
Never.
Me neither.
No.
I'm no one's ever approached me for it. They probably should because, you know, radio interviews and all, it's like awful. I just say no to those things now.
Well, radio and
Yeah.
stuff.
Do you ever do radio?
Yeah, I have done a fair bit. The weird thing, the thing I was most worried about on the radio is swearing, right?
Yeah.
But I found prettier, and I mean, the thing is, now I do kids shows and clean comedy as well.
Yes.
I found out like I can substitute words, but for me, it's really funny because people are hearing me talk and I talk fast, but my mind's racing 100 miles an hour. And sometimes I am in the first syllable of a swear word and I manage to change it into something else, you know? So I'm like, flipping hell,
Has
you
that
know?
ever happened in a kid show where you're like, fuck?
I've never said fuck. I did so once, and this doesn't mean don't bring your kids to see my show, by the way. But once I did say bastard under my breath because the punchline to it, because I do a lot of the same jokes in my adult show as my kids show, but I changed the punchlines, which is especially fun for the adults sitting in the crowd because I'll start the joke and they'll be like, he can't do this joke to children. The punchline's about drugs, you know, and I get there and then it's a different punchline, which is really fun. But once I did the adult tag on a punchline and it's got the word bastard in it, but thankfully everyone was already laughing at the previous punchline, so they missed it. That's the one and only time I've ever done that, and now in my head I'm like, do not say the word bastard on stage.
I don't know how you do. You probably don't even. I was so impressed. I only met. Is it Ignacio or Ignacio? Or
Ignacio.
Ignacio. Oh, I love the license to speak like a prick. I love it. People, I'm the type of person that'll be like, will we get some paella, guys? Will we get some paella in Barcelona?
Yeah.
And I was like, shut up, Rachel, but Ignacio. Ignacio. I only met you last night and you were saying you've done the three nights in the Glee Club, and then after the gig tonight, after the gig finishes at what, 10:30, 11 p.m., you are driving to Aberdeen?
That's correct.
For a kid's show at midday.
Yeah.
You're going to drive through the night. And you work so effing hard.
I do, yeah.
It's so, and sorry if I'm making you awkward, and I know you're not supposed to compliment comedians. We're all supposed to rip the shit out of each other. You work so hard, and it's so impressive.
That. No, I do. I get annoyed when other people, so there's a term bandied around, like people talk about like, oh, the hardest working person in comedy, right? And they'll talk about other people, and they'll be telling me what they've done. I'll be like, I did that on a Wednesday.
Yeah,
like, what are you talking about?
You've inspired me. Like, I did this thing on Tuesday for Ticketmaster with other comedians, and everyone was sitting around after, and they're like, "So, where are you gigging tonight?" I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Where am I gigging?
Yeah, you were like, no, this was my thing today.
This is my thing for the month. What do you mean? What do you mean? Are we supposed to be? So I'm like you said, I'm working backwards. I'm realizing now you have to be on it every fucking day.
Do you do anything outside of comedy? You
Social
got side
media.
gigs, social media. Great.
It is great and it's easy. And well, yeah, it is. I mean, obviously you put yourself out there and people can hate on you all the time.
Yeah.
But it's really good for paying rent on the month that comedy isn't doing it.
To be honest, like the social media thing, that must have helped like developing a thicker skin for stand-up as well, right?
I think I had a really, really lovely small audience just from Dublin, and it was really lovely. I think comedy's been much harder than social media for me personally.
Is it because those people, those audiences, they're actually looking at you face to face with these people rather than online? If anybody does write anything negative, it's less of a.
Maybe I just think I found it really hard going from shows where it was just my audience than going into these rooms with these older men who were like very visibly like disgusted by my content or put off. I've just never really had that before. I've never put myself outside of my comfort zone like that. And social media, the main hate comments I get are from, so in Dublin, there's a joke about, like a north side and south side thing, which it's kind of like a stereotype thing where the south siders are the posh ones that take over Portugal and stuff, and everyone else in Ireland fucking hates them because they're super privileged. And my main hate comments are about being from the south side,
right?
But my whole character is about being from the south side, so I kind of feel like I already got to the punchline before them, and I kind of just.
I think that's like self-preservation defense mechanism.
Of course,
everyone does that their whole life.
Yeah,
like if somebody takes the piss out of you when you're younger for being short or overweight or whatever, you develop like jokes about that to 100%. Kind of get away with it. So it's a comedian's job to get to those punchlines before everyone else can.
So those don't hurt me on social media because I'm aware of it, and I'm like, I kind of fucking agree with you. It is really annoying. It is really annoying, you know.
And the benefit of gigging in places in Cardiff, they're like, we didn't know there was a South or North Dublin, which is no Dublin.
Exactly. It's really nice. And then I go and explain. So I'm a prick, and my mum drove the Jeep to school, and I kind of put my foot in it anyway.
So you obviously social media is a side thing, which is great, and it ties in very well to the stand-up, which
is useful. It really does, yeah.
Like the talking about the what was I going to say? Talking about the performing to your audience and then going out to perform for your non-audience. I feel that every time I come off my tour, because everyone who's come to see me on tour is specifically paid to watch me.
Yeah.
And then when I haven't done a club for like 3 months or whatever because I've been on tour, first gig back going out and I start talking about whatever I want, and I haven't done the whole getting people to know who I am before I go out.
Literally.
And that's painful. That's like crashing a party.
Yeah. But it's so important because, when you do your own thing, like you get up there and you fart and everyone's like, we love you! Because they think they know you from social media. And then you go to a club and it's very much prove yourself.
Yeah.
And so this year was the first time I ever did the full run of Edinburgh, 28 shows. Oof. And I do think that was kind of, there are some people that are there to see you, but there are a lot of people who are like, we've heard about this, we're in Pleasance or whatever, we'll just pop in. And I do think that's like an amazing boot camp for every night, just winning them onto your side.
Boot camp is the perfect word for it. That's how I describe the Fringe. Like even first year I went up was 2011.
Wow.
So a long time ago.
I wasn't even born. That's amazing.
She went to university when she was 3, ladies and gentlemen. So I did first year I went up, and I've been going up ever since, and I describe it to new comics like there's no other place on earth you can perform to that much of an international crowd, because you got people coming from all over the world to the Fringe. Secondly, gig that many times in a row, doing your own show, like honing that, performing it, boot camp, practice, rehearsal, whatever you want to call it. And by the end of it, like you're much sharper, you're much stronger for it, much better, ready to hit the road with it, I guess, then, and perform to your fans. Not just an American couple who had a spare hour, to kill before
Don't call Jesus gay. Oh shit, wrong fucking people. Wrong people. A lot of my stuff is, anti-religion. And
sure. But you grew up Catholic.
Yes. And I would still say, well, I don't know. There's like a very nostalgic place in my heart for Catholicism, obviously not all the pedo stuff and that kind of stuff, but like, my childhood was going to church with all my cousins and like growing up in a very religious school, and my show is about making fun of that, But it's also like, I think sometimes people sit in the audience like, it's disgusting, she's making fun of this, making fun of that. It's not real what we're doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of course the opinions are rooted in some level of truth, but I'm not completely, there's still part of me that says my prayers and stuff and wants to believe in something,
But also there's positives to, every religion is predominantly about sort of community and bringing people together and stuff.
100%.
On a nice base level, that's great. But as soon as people start using it to try and control what other people should and shouldn't be doing, that's when it gets tricky.
100%. And that's all I'm making fun of.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's good. I really enjoyed the material last night, and I especially liked how, like, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Rachel do the material, how you called him Jesus the entire time as well.
Jesus, the gay man with his 12 boyfriends.
Funnily enough, I used to have a joke about how I'd say that Jesus Christ was Spanish, right?
Yeah.
And I'd go through the reasons about why he was Spanish. One, how many people do you know called Jesus? I know a lot of people called Jesus, okay? Because there's loads of people called Jesus in Spain, right? And I'd be like, the sandals, turning water to, not lager, wine. Like we're talking proper Spanish.
Yeah.
And then the final punchline I used to do to that joke was feeding the 5,000 with a couple of loaves and some fish. I'd be like, that's not a miracle, that's tapas, right?
Yes,
And
small place.
So that used to be the end of that like joke I did, and I did it years and years ago, and I recorded it and put it online. And Mark Nelson, who was on last night as well, I'd never met him, I'd never geeked with him. He messaged me, he was like, "Hey mate, somebody sent me your clip. That's my joke." And I was like, "What?" And he sent me a link, and he'd been like named as like the #1 joke. I think of the Fringe or BBC or whatever before, with that final punchline. Not a different setup, but with that joke at the end. That's not a miracle, that's tapas, about Jesus feeding 5,000. And I was like, shit. So I like deleted the clip, stopped doing the bit and stuff. And he's an incredible comic, but it's not. It was a nice feeling. It's like he got there first, but though we're coming up with the same lines and stuff as well.
But like that happened to me about 2 weeks ago. I posted a clip about me doing a yoga teacher skit or whatever about myself and my boyfriend had gone to yoga that morning, and I just find it very funny. I just find it very, very funny. Obviously I love yoga, but it was just like I went home later and I did a clip of a stereotype of a yoga teacher, and you're lifting one leg up, you're lifting the other leg up, hands are up, and now we're flying around the room like Peter Pan, like all this kind of bullshit, right? And it was doing very well, and then people started commenting, please blank out the name, but this is Sada's clip. I was like, oh, it can't be fucking similar. Clicked on, it was the exact same, and now we're flying around the room. Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh my God, I must have seen this and copied it or whatever. And I actually did an apology video because I was like, oh my God, I'm copying content. I didn't realize it, whatever. Then everyone was kind of like, Rachel, everything is everything copied. There's only so much in the world. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think there's only 2 rules in comedy, and one of them is like you got to do your own material, right?
Of course.
Now, it's happened a few times to me where I've delivered the joke and somebody's go, oh no, that's somebody else's joke, right? And I'm like, oh shit, really? And I've like looked it up and I go, oh no, one, it's different.
Yeah.
Or secondly, I've gone like, oh, I've looked it up. No, I did that joke way before that person did. It's just you're gonna have relatable experiences. People are gonna think about stuff all the time. Especially, I'll tell you, the worst one was immediately after the lockdowns of the pandemic, right? Immediately after that, every comedian, when they were allowed back out into the streets, back out into the comedy clubs, they were all making roughly the same jokes. Because we'd all gone through exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
There's only going to be 15 jokes about like one specific aspect, that like getting toilet paper or, having stuff delivered, clapping the NHS or whatever, all of these things. All of these comics were making very similar jokes. And it became the hack. Like, do you remember this is obviously before my time and before your time as well, but how all comics were making jokes about like airline food.
Okay,
so
sure.
That's kind of
my dad does.
But it's such a cliche of like American comedy. It's to the point where like it's been joked about on The Simpsons and stuff about comedians going up on stage like, oh, what's the deal with airline food, and making jokes about airline food, because all comics would travel around the US on planes, and they'd all be like eating this crappy food and writing jokes about it, and then But
that's the thing, the funniest stuff is relatable stuff, right? That the whole audience can relate
Finding
to.
that balance where you're saying something nobody said before, but everyone gets it is the toughest thing.
Especially with the internet now and TikTok and short clips.
Yeah.
Like, people experience something and then they're out with it straight away.
Yeah.
And there's all
it's
these
quick as gun,
videos.
It's like the Wild West out there. Who can get there? Who can get there
100%.
first? Not just in stand-up, but in anything really. Is there a particular artist who's kind of inspired you in what you do or your journey?
I would really, really love to be like Sharon Horgan or Ashling B. Like, I'd really love to get into Right, Aisling B. I know she's a very small artist. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. I think
Very
she's
niche.
incredible. But she's gone. And Sharon Horgan, I believe, started in stand up as well.
Yeah.
And then she went into writing. I'd love to go into writing.
It's great that they're working together and stuff
I
now
know,
and again.
I know, yeah. Acting, writing. I just love to have my fingers in multiple pies. I really would.
Have you met Aisling or Sharon?
Not to tone. Have you?
No, but this is a
My
weird one.
dream.
I ran a comedy night in Swansea that was managed by a guy from Dublin, actually, Colin. Do you know him?
That's my cousin.
Colin, yeah. Well, so he was like, he got in touch with me and he said, "Oh, here you run comedy stuff around South Wales. Would you like to come run it in my bar? It's called The Perch." And he'd moved over from Dublin and he'd opened up this bar in Swansea and he loved comedy. And I was like, yeah, sure. I went in, had a meeting with him, we chatted, ran the comedy club for a few months there. And he kept saying to me, "Oh, my cousin's a comedian. We'll have to get my cousin on." And I was like, yeah, man, let me do the booking. Okay,
Sure.
I think I know. He was like, "We're gonna fly with my cousin over." I was like, yeah, man, sure. Like, let me, get the bookings done. And I booked like high profile acts and stuff. Months and months in, and he kept going like, "Hey, mate, my cousin like wants to come and do a set." I was like, yeah, we'll get them on. Like, they can jump on and do a 10 at some point. Like, I'm sure.
Everyone
Like,
has a dream.
Yeah.
Okay? Doesn't mean it can make it reality.
I was like, let me know when they're in town and we'll see if we can fit them on the bill or whatever. I kept doing it all over again. And he kept like months and months into me running this club. And we were having good numbers at the club. Great acts were playing it. Acts who'd done like TV in the UK and stuff, like big acts. But then he was like, "Mate, can we get my cousin on or what?" I was like, "Listen, Colin, who is your cousin, right? Let me find out.
No.
Who's your cousin?" He was like, "Aisling B."
no.
And I was like, "Your cousin's Aisling B." He said, "Yeah." I was like, "Why the fuck am I running your comedy club? She knows way more famous people, like bring it down. Like, what are you talking about?"
Oh, she's so
Yeah,
good.
and by that point as well, she was stratospheric and like she never came to Swansea. I don't think she's
Yeah.
I don't think she ever will go to Swansea, So yeah, that
never
was
know.
small world,
It might all crash and burn for her. I
Hey,
think she might.
all it takes is one askew tweet, and she's back at the ground
That's
level.
my favorite part of hers. I've actually never seen her live, but this clip, I think it's so funny. And she was saying, "Oh, Irish people speak very fast anyway, but people say I speak very fast because she grew up on a farm and with no other kids around and no one to talk to, and the only people she could talk to were cars passing by." She's like, "Hey, how are you, my name's Aisling?" It's just the way she delivers it is fucking impeccable. It's so good, so good.
It's great because she's got a great flow with her stand-up anyway, but she's got these manic moments as well where she does stuff that just sort of break you. It's about attention grabbing sometimes. The
100.
stand-up,
She
so.
is manic, and you don't know what she's gonna do next, and she completely owns it. And it's just she's a massive inspiration.
Yeah, well, that's a good one anyway. That's what we haven't had Aisling on yet. I don't think anyone's mentioned the same. The beautiful thing about stand-up is everyone has a different sense of humor. Everyone's got different
And
icons
it's
and favorites.
subjective. Yeah,
100%.
it's great.
Has there been a moment where it can be in anything? It can be in the social media, in the acting, it can be in stand-up comedy. Is there a moment that you're most proud of in what you've done? That you kind of stand up, you go, if I could be remembered for anything, it'd be that moment.
I think honestly, most recently was the full Fringe run
Sure.
because before that, like I said, I had from social media sold out shows, but I kept feeling like I didn't deserve this and I wasn't good enough and stuff. And the Fringe this year was the first time I felt, and I've actually fucking worked at this and done 28 shows and worked my ass off, and they've sold out.
Yeah.
And I got really nice reviews, and I actually feel like it was the first time I felt like I called my mum and I said, "I think I'm actually proud of myself."
Great.
So that
It's
was a great
validation
feeling.
as well,
Yeah.
Even no matter how it goes, like that is a lot of time and commitment to put into it. I know comics who've been going for decades who've never done the Fringe, never
Yeah.
done a full run, never even put a solo show together. So
Really?
yeah, it's hell of an
Yeah.
achievement. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. It's
I've
more
only
just
done it
the,
like 8 times. Don't worry about it.
it's more just being it's not so much even the show, it's being able to, after a bad show, being able to pick yourself up and just you've no choice but to do it again the next day. You know?
Or the same day. Did you do any shows the same day? Did you
On
add dates or anything?
Saturdays, the 7 p.m. sold out, so we put on 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Was I saying this to you that last night? The difference between a 7 p.m. crowd and an 11 p.m. crowd is
In Edinburgh?
insane. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh
You didn't
my
mention it to me,
God.
but it is very different.
I think I was saying it to Mark before, because the 7 p.m. is lovely and people maybe haven't even gone out for dinner yet, or it's just their one show. At the 11 p.m., they're passing the bottles of wine down the thing, just grab them by the neck and say, "This is my joke." There's no time for storytelling. It's very like,
a couple of years ago, I did. I added a few extra shows because the run had sold out, and I was like, oh my god!
Wow.
It was a smaller room than I used to playing, so that was. It wasn't calculated, but it meant that I had all these sold out dates. So they were like,
Wow.
do you want to add some dates? I was like, yeah, okay. So we went for a bigger room, but it was much, much later. So I think it was like 11 p.m. or something. I think it was definitely going past midnight, the show. And that audience was almost unplayable.
Yeah, they are.
They were like, people were coming in so shit-faced.
It's just a bar for them, isn't it?
And I was like, and you know, it was the worst as well. The venue I was in, I don't know which space you were in it was a Pleasance you did?
Yeah.
So I was in one of the Gilded Balloon rooms and they did not, the air conditioning unit was not working at all. So it was absolutely sweltering hot. People were sweating, people were shit-faced, people were drinking, people were talking, and I have to go up and try and do this personal show about, you know, all of this stuff going on in my life. That was brutal. That was a real learning
No one
curve.
ever talks about the heat at the Edinburgh Fringe because these buildings in Scotland, I believe, well, actually I have no evidence to back this up, but I imagine they're built to keep heat in because Scotland gets fucking freezing in the winter. In the summer, it gets warm. You have 110 people, 120 people in a room. The AC isn't working. You're on the top floor. People have been performing all day in different costumes. The heat is rising. And no one's laughing. No one's laughing. They're just sweating. And you're sweating. You have sweat patches. And
there's nothing worse than a hot, tired person sitting in the crowd, audience sitting there in the crowd just staring at you like...
Overstimulated. They thought they could see 5 shows in a day. That was the wrong idea. They can't get a food, you know, because all the restaurants are booked out.
You want to be the second or third show in somebody's day of shows. You do not want to be the last one.
What is the best time out of all the fringes you've done? What was your favorite time in the day?
You know what? I used to love doing an afternoon show, like an early afternoon. But for me, I found that 6 to 8 p.m. window is the perfect time to start a show. I like 6 p.m. as a show.
You don't feel this because you're very established anyway, but I kind of feel like you're competing with other people at a 7 p.m. show. Like, come to my show, not fucking, you know, Catherine Ryan or someone.
The thing is, I think Edinburgh is a great leveler because nobody's going to come to your show. Nobody's going to go to like your show other than like Catherine Ryan or something potentially, if they're a Catherine Ryan fan, okay? Like that makes sense.
Sure.
But people do take a risk at the Fringe.
You're right.
Like,
you are right.
It's only recently that, you know, I've got enough of sort of followers or people who pay to come watch me live that I haven't had to do much flyering or something, for instance, at the Fringe. But previously I've been out there at those time slots competing with like, you know, Alan Davis or, you know, Anthony Jeselnik's in town doing a show over 2 nights in the Edinburgh Fringe. And like, you've got those things and you're thinking, oh no, there's tens of thousands of people out in the streets looking for something to do. Yeah. And they're not looking for the established names who cost more money and stuff. Anyway, they're like, let's just go take a risk and see.
They want to see the people who are about to be
exactly
great and big and
and that's the fun thing I like about Edinburgh is people willing to take a risk. I think on tour mainly people will not go buy a ticket to watch an act that they haven't heard of, you know, whereas at the Fringe they're like, oh okay, this looks interesting, or somebody will tell them, word of mouth spreads. Whereas like, good luck trying to sell tickets in fucking Cardiff if nobody knows who you are. Oh my god. Or especially more remote places as well.
I was telling you my UK tour. I don't have a UK audience. I really don't, you know.
I found out a couple of tours ago that there's certainly places in the UK where I think people actively hate me. I think people are like, not just they haven't heard of me, they have heard of me. They're like, nobody go to see this fucking show, all right? I think there must have been protests at the box office or something. Do not buy tickets to this guy's show because there's some tough gigs on the journey.
And then your promoter sends your breakdown and they're like, you know, we've put this much towards advertising. Where? Where has that gone? Why are there 15 people in the audience?
I think with a lot of every venue works differently as well. So like some theaters are like, they bill you for like their marketing or something, and you get to the theater and I was like, you know, but I know everybody in the audience. Like,
that's my mom.
Who
that's
did
my
you
dad.
reach with this £300 you spent on
Literally.
social media ads or whatever? So it's hit and miss. What's where's the tour starting?
The tour is starting in Manchester on the 17th of October.
Frog
I
and
have
Bucket?
15 massive fans already booked in. They literally can't wait. They've been booking way in advance.
You've done the Frog and Bucket before?
No.
Incredible room. You're going to have a great time.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
okay,
you'll
cool.
have Colin on lights and sound.
Okay, cool. This is amazing. Like,
yeah, I love it. I love this place. I've played there every time I've toured and done Manchester. Even like when they were trying to offer me bigger venues, the tour manager, I was like, no, I want to keep doing the Frog and Bucket. You'll meet Colin on lights and sound.
You're such a rock star. Even when they said we want to book you into the stadium, I said no.
Yeah, I said
Colin's
no.
I
like to keep it. Yeah, I'm not playing the Manchester Arena. I want to play. You know, I want to play I want to keep it real. You know, that's what I'm going for.
My roots.
Yeah, I want to keep it authentic to me. Colin's a grumpy guy, but he's awesome at his job. You're gonna have a great time there. Jess, who runs the Frog and Bucket, she's brilliant. and the audience in Manchester is great fun. Have you played Manchester before?
Yeah, I did like a was it the Frog and is that the one that puts the poster and you're like in a swamp?
No, Creatures Comedy.
I've done Creatures Comedy in Manchester, which I really, really enjoyed before.
Both super central. Creatures is really fun as well.
Yeah.
You'll have a nice crowd in Manchester. You'll have a really fun time. So that's the
what
start
about,
of the
maybe
tour.
you'll know the other places I'm going to.
Yeah, let's go through them.
Okay.
We'll do a review system. That's what we should do. Places I know.
The Stand in Glasgow.
The best. You're going to have an amazing time. In fact, they've just moved that place. So it's not the same building, but all the team and everything.
Okay.
Glasgow Stand is,
I love
gig.
Glasgow. My favorite ever gig I did in Glasgow in the Oran Moor. Do you know the Oran
yeah,
Moor?
yeah.
Oh my God, 160 people who I literally think they were, I felt like they were all the same person as me because everything, like I said, I could have got up and burped on stage. They were like, yeah! Oh my God, Glaswegians are insane. I think they're very similar to Irish people.
Yeah, they're an awesome crowd, actually. What's best about Glasgow's got a really good comedy scene as well. And Mark, who we gigged with last night's based in Glasgow, Mark Nelson. You'll have a wonderful time. Glasgow
Very cool
Stand,
people.
all the stands. Have you done any of the other ones?
Have I done? I did the Stand in
Newcastle? Have you done Newcastle yet?
That's my next date. No.
Are you doing it there as well?
Yes.
Yes, spectacular. Wonderful gig,
Comedia in Brighton. I've done that. I like that room.
Awesome,
yep. Wedgwood Rooms, Portsmouth.
I don't think I've done the Wedgwood Rooms.
You know, a couple of people have been texting me like, why the hell are you going there? I don't know if Portsmouth is one of them, but where is that? Please come. Hen and Chicken in Bristol.
Yeah, that's an awesome gig. You're going to have a wonderful time. Steve runs it. He does all the lights and sound himself. Sometimes his partner's checking tickets as well. It's a really cool gig.
Brilliant.
Upstairs,
I'm so
mini
stupid as
theatre
well.
above a pub.
Manchester is not the Frog and Bucket. It's Fairfield Social Club.
Oh, okay. I've never played there, so I've got no idea.
Fuck, okay. Someone from the Frog and Bucket reach out.
Yeah, we'll cut that entirely a bit about.
Dixon Studios, Southend.
No, I don't know that one.
Again, people are like, what? Why? G Live Studio, Guildford.
No, I don't know that one either.
Arts Centre, Norwich.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. The Art Centre.
Yeah.
Yes, that's where I did my tour. It's great.
Okay, great. And the last one is the Junction at Cambridge.
I haven't done it, but friends of mine have, and it's cool. Yeah.
And then 3 dates in Soho Theatre in January.
Oh, amazing. I mean, that's the London one. That's you're closing off on that one. Is it the end of your tour?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. You'll have a wonderful 3 nights.
I've never done Soho Theatre.
Never? Also, that'll be like your home crowd as well, right? Because that's where you're based and you got friends and family and stuff. So.
No, London crowds are very nice. Yeah, I did 2 in Underbelly and it was great. Have you done Underbelly before in London?
No.
Oh my God, it is the most beautiful theatre. It's so cool.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so cool.
They've got some of the most fun shows when they run the stuff in Edinburgh as well. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Great. What was I going to say about talking about the green rooms, the ones I've played on that list? I don't know what the new Glasgow one's like, but they always look after you. It's really nice, the people there. The Stand in Newcastle, similar as well, like, really kind of good vibes. They've got a sign up on the wall, which is like something along the lines of like, don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
So like everyone.
I've done the Stand a good few times in Edinburgh. I did
cool.
5 or 6 nights there when on a mixed bill at the Fringe.
Great venue.
So lovely.
Yeah.
So welcoming and gorgeous.
The Comedia green room. In the main room. Are you
It's
doing the
in
main
the
room or the
office.
studio? Which one are you doing?
I'm doing the main room. I believe.
Oh, so you got that office one.
Yes!
You gotta go up. You gotta work similar to this actually. You gotta walk through people working like at their computers and stuff like that. Is it here?
There's one bathroom.
It's a glass wall, and they like, and I'm like walking in. I'm like, do I get changed in here? They're like, it's okay. We close the blinds. Like, all right. It's an office.
It is very
That's
funny.
fun.
But the room itself is lovely.
Yeah, and they got
I
the
like the media.
posters on the wall.
Yeah.
But downstairs in the main room, you know this behind the stage, that green room.
No, I've never been there.
So that's you're gonna see that if you're playing the main room, because that's where you walk onto the stage from, right?
Okay, great.
And it's like the ceiling's like, how tall are you?
5'6".
Yeah, you'll be okay. I knock my head on that ceiling every
No
fucking
way.
time. It's a really short room.
Oh
It's
my
like built for
God.
hobbits or something. But it's fun. They got all like coat hangers and people's like costumes because they do cabaret and stuff in there as well.
Okay, cool.
Proper sort of old school theater mirrors with like the bulbs in the wall and stuff.
Okay,
It's-
amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
No, I was
nice
just there
vibe.
for the funny women heat. So you'd be sitting in your seat and they'd call you up, and you'd walk up, do 5 minutes and walk back down. Very awkward experience.
Yeah, well, you get to experience that backspace now, which is exciting. That's a fun one. Brighton's a cool city anyway.
If I don't cancel it. No, I'm joking.
We'll cut that. It's definitely going ahead. Or if she does cancel it, we'll cut that whole chat about
Oh,
Brighton.
amazing. Yeah. No, Brighton will be fine.
Yeah.
Brighton will be fine.
Is other than your tour, is there anything else you'd like to plug? Socials and stuff?
Oh, yeah. Rachel Galvo on TikTok and Instagram. And yeah, give me a follow if you don't hate women.
Or if you do.
Or if you do and leave hate comments, it
Beggars
always boosts
can't
engagement.
be... and it boosts
Thank you so
engagement.
much. Posh bitch.
Cool. Well, thank you for doing it. Appreciate
Thank you
it.
so much for having me. Such a lovely experience. Comedy Sheep. Meh.
That's the jingle. We start every podcast with a bah.
That was Rachel Galvo. Be sure to check her out on social media. See when she's playing near you. She tours extensively around the UK and Ireland. Highly recommend. Very funny shows. I've been here, there and everywhere, performing in the north of England, the south of England, in and around Wales. I did a cruise ship that I might be talking to you guys about real soon. Last night, I was part of recording Josh Elton's special. Josh Elton, super funny guy. If you don't know him, check him out online. I cannot wait for the special to be put out. It's fantastic. You're all going to love it. Next week, I'm going to be talking to Nathan Weinberg. Nathan is an incredibly talented artist from Wales. And we talk about some insane stories of who the people he's made portraits of and the ingredients he uses to make them. A very special kind of art, and I can't wait to chat to him about it. Catch you next time.